Hello, my name is Donna Peace, and I'm the curator at the New Freedom Heritage Museum. And today I'd like to share a little bit about our donations. If you come into the museum and you look around, pretty much everything has been donated by people in this area. And it's all about New Freedom and the history of New Freedom. We have art, yardsticks, business stuff. We have centennial stuff, school stuff, clothes, all these different things, and it all comes together from donations to show the history of New Freedom. A lot of people have said to me, as they're going through their things at their home or their grandparents' home, and they're looking and think, oh, I'll just throw this away. Well, maybe the museum would like it. Well, that's a good way to think. Please remember us when you're going through things. We'd love to check things out, and we can help you decide if you would like to donate that, whatever it is, and we can see if it's something that will work with us. So today I wanted to just show you a few of the things that have been donated lately. Because of the crazy year of 2020 where we weren't open a lot of people didn't get in here. So I want to show you just some of these donations. I want to start here with this pencil box. And this pencil box goes into our schoolroom. But the guy that gave it, he was an elderly gentleman, and he said his wife's father made it for her circa 1900. And he was so pleased because the bottom part of this was made out of one piece of wood. I like it because there's lots of ink stains on it. So the more stains and that kind of thing, the more I like it. Which reminds me of something else. One lady was talking about, she had a tablecloth, and she says, but you're not gonna want it because it's old and it's made out of scraps from the sewing factories, but it's got stains. I said, I love stains. I said, bring it in. Don't throw it away. Let us look at it. We'd love to see it. Another thing from our schoolroom is this old abacus. And this is what you call a counting frame, a calculating tool. So the kids learned how to count using these little balls on here. And so this is old too. Who knows? I'd probably circa 1900 or older. But that's how kids in the old days learned how to count. And these have been around since ancient times, and they're still around. Kids are still learning how to count on them. And it also benefits the blind. Yearbooks. If you have a yearbook at home and you don't know what to do with that, bring it in. Even if we have one from that year, it's okay, because we don't mind having more than one from that year. So bring in your yearbook. And then a lot of people, they donate photos. And so what I did with this, somebody donated a bunch of family photos, and we already had this Bailey family history in here. So I just took it and I combined everything, and I was able to take the photos that were brought in and put it and coordinate it with all the things that was in the family stories. So, and make up a binder, which reminds me, another thing we'd love for people to do is if they would give us a copy of their family history. We don't have too much here, but we would love to have a copy of your family history. Here's another thing from the schoolroom. This is from the 1800s. This actually is one of those straps that you put around your school books and you carry your books to and from school. And if you think of Laura Wilder, back in the days when she was in school, 1800s, you can just see her running across the prairie with one of these old leather straps with a book in it. And here's another donation. This is the McGuffey's Eclectic Primer. And this book is from 1881. So this was a school book way back then in this New Freedom area. This picture is from the old feed mill, which is where the Steaming to History is now. And this old picture is about 100 years old, and it was used for molasses. They made molasses there. This is old clock from the American Insulator Company. And I love the story of what the American Insulator was about. And if you go over to the old Lamont building over here at the corner of Franklin and Railroad, behind it, there was a big empty parking lot. Now they're building some new townhouses. But that used to have the New Freedom Wire Cloth Company in it. And they were there from about 1900 to about 1916 when they moved. Well, when they moved in 1916, the American Insulator Corporation moved in there. And they were custom molders of plastic. And there was a guy named Emil Hemming who brought his formula for cold molded composition from his Switzerland homeland. Now, the American Insulator, they began molding electrical insulation wiring devices, radiator valve handles, knobs, handles for kitchen utensils, gear shift knobs, and radiator caps for early automobiles. And during the war years, the company sold only to electrical, radio, and communication companies. And many of its parts were incorporated into radar equipment, signaling equipment, self-directed rockets, bombs, planes, tanks, trucks, and jeeps. This company, American Insulator Corporation, was held in very high regard within its industry. And then over the years, its decline in the competitive market led it to close its doors in the late 1970s. But if you come in here to the museum, we have a whole shelf of things that were made at the American Insulator, all kinds of the different plastic things. And it's really fascinating to look at these. And a lot of people really prize the things that they have because they know the company no longer exists. I have one more thing to share, and it's right over here. And we had another quilt that was donated to us. And this quilt was made by the Four Wolf Sisters. And they made that out of scraps from a local sewing factory, women's sewing factory. One of the ladies worked there, and she brought the scraps home, and these four sisters sat there. There's pictures of them down below and information, but they sat there. This would have been in the late 1930s, and they put this quilt together. And so we are so excited because this is our newest display that we have set up. So when you get a chance, come in here. We are next open on the first Sunday in February, February 7th. And you can come in then and see some of these newer things. And also, if you would like to come in another time besides Sundays, first Sundays, then contact me and I will come and give you a personal tour here. My phone number is 610-506-0990. My email address is donnapeace8@gmail.com. And you can text me, call me, email me, whatever. And there's also a card of mine on the front door of the museum if you can't remember this information. But just a little bit on how to donate. To make things more organized, the idea of donating here is start with me, contact me, and I will start the ball rolling as far as what you are donating. So we encourage you to donate. It all comes together and you can see it all here in the museum, and it shows you the wonderful history of New Freedom. Thank you.